Before we begin, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It means a lot for the channel and lets you discover more inspiring stories like this one. And yes, I used AI to help craft this video, but that doesn't change the truth you're about to hear. Because the story of Mercedes-Benz is one of vision, rivalry, and the courage to defy the impossible. Let's rewind to the late 19th century. The streets of Europe were noisy, crowded, and ruled by horses. The idea that a machine could replace them seemed not just ridiculous, but almost offensive. And yet, in Mannheim, Germany, a stubborn engineer named Karl Benz was secretly building something that would terrify his neighbors and fascinate the world. In 1886, he unveiled what is considered the first true automobile, the Benz patent motor wagon, a three-wheeled contraption that looked fragile, loud, and completely insane to most people at the time. Karl believed in it, but few others did. Investors doubted him, authorities ignored him, and ordinary people laughed. And here's the spicy twist. Karl might have given up if it weren't for his wife, Bertha Benz. She was not only his partner, but his secret weapon. Without telling him, Bertha took the motor wagon on the world's first long-distance drive, nearly 100 kilometers, just to prove to everyone that this toy could actually be practical. She refueled at pharmacies, repaired the engine with her own hands, and shocked the entire region by rolling into her mother's town behind the wheel of a machine nobody had ever seen before. That bold journey in 1888 wasn't just a road trip. It was the birth of the automotive industry. But here's where the story heats up. At almost the exact same time, another visionary, Gottlieb Daimler, along with Wilhelm Maybach, was working on a completely different kind of engine in Stuttgart. Unlike Benz's cautious designs, Daimler and Maybach dreamed of speed. Their gasoline-powered engine was small, light, and fierce, capable of powering not just cars but also boats and even flying machines. They weren't just building vehicles, they were building freedom. For years, Benz and Daimler developed their inventions separately, unaware of how their paths would collide. They were rivals, but destiny was quietly arranging their marriage. Not of people, but of empires. And the key to that marriage was a girl named Mercedes. Emil Jelinek, a wealthy Austrian businessman and car enthusiast, was obsessed with speed and style. He struck a deal with Daimler's company to design cars under a new brand name, Mercedes, the nickname of his daughter. Jelinek wasn't just a customer, he was a marketing genius before the term even existed. He insisted the cars be faster, stronger, and more luxurious than anything else, and he sold them to Europe's elite. The name Mercedes quickly became synonymous with elegance and performance. By the early 1900s, the car industry was booming, but competition was brutal. Karl Benz's company was struggling financially, while Daimler's group was also facing tough times. The solution? In 1926, the two giants merged, creating Mercedes-Benz, a brand that combined innovation, luxury, and relentless ambition. Their logo, the three-pointed star, symbolized domination on land, sea, and air. It wasn't just a company emblem. It was a declaration of power, and the rest? It's history. From surviving wars to redefining luxury, from crafting racing legends to building everyday sedans, Mercedes-Benz became more than just a car brand. It became a symbol of persistence, risk-taking, and daring to dream bigger than anyone thought possible. And here's the lesson for all of us. Greatness doesn't come from comfort. It comes from ridicule, rejection, and the courage to prove the world wrong. Karl Benz was mocked. Bertha Benz was doubted. Daimler was called crazy, yet together, their vision built an empire. So the next time you see that shining three-pointed star, remember, it isn't just about cars. It's about human ambition, the fire to move forward, and the belief that even the impossible can be engineered into reality. Now that we know how Mercedes-Benz was born, let's dive into the part of the story that most companies prefer to hide. Because success never comes without struggle, and sometimes it comes wrapped in scandal, politics, and ruthless competition. By the 1920s, Mercedes-Benz wasn't just about engineering anymore. It was about survival. Germany was broken after World War I, the economy was collapsing, and hyperinflation made ordinary people carry wages in baskets of worthless paper. Cars weren't a necessity, They were a fantasy, but Mercedes-Benz made a bold move. Instead of chasing the poor masses, they doubled down on luxury, making cars so advanced and elegant that they attracted the wealthy elite worldwide. It was risky, even arrogant, but it kept the brand alive when others were dying. Then came the 1930s and the rise of the Nazi regime. This is the part most fans of Mercedes-Benz don't like to talk about, but it's the truth. The company, like many German giants, cooperated with the government. Their cars were used by high-ranking officials, their factories produced military vehicles, and yes, they used forced labor during the war. It's a dark stain on the brand's history, but also a reminder that even legends have shadows. Yet in those same years, Mercedes was writing another kind of history, one that would make their name immortal in racing. The Silver Arrows were born, sleek silver machines that dominated Grand Prix circuits. They weren't just cars, they were rockets on wheels, symbols of German pride and technological dominance. Rivals feared them, fans worshipped them, and every victory engraved Mercedes-Benz deeper into the culture of speed. After World War II, the company was nearly destroyed. Factories bombed, reputations shattered, Germany itself split in two. Many thought Mercedes-Benz was finished. But here's the beauty of this story. Instead of disappearing, they rose from the ashes. By the early 1950s, they launched the 300 SL Gullwing, a car so futuristic, so breathtaking, it looked like it had landed from another planet. With its iconic upward-opening doors, it became a symbol of rebirth and desire. Hollywood stars, kings, and tycoons all wanted one. Mercedes wasn't just back, they were untouchable. Behind the glamour, though, the pressure was enormous. Every new model had to prove not just quality, but superiority. Mercedes-Benz engineers became obsessed with safety and innovation. They introduced crumple zones, anti-lock brakes, and countless technologies that other companies later copied. In the world of cars, Mercedes wasn't following trends. They were writing the rulebook. But perhaps the most fascinating detail is this. Mercedes-Benz always understood that a car is more than a machine. Its status, its power, it's a message. When a politician rolled up in a Mercedes, it meant authority. When a movie star drove one, it meant glamour. When a businessman chose one, it meant success. This wasn't just branding, it was psychological warfare. The three-pointed star wasn't a logo anymore, it was a crown. And through scandals, wars, and crises, Mercedes-Benz held on to one principle: the relentless belief that their cars must be the benchmark, the standard others are measured against. Sometimes that meant being ruthless in business, sometimes it meant controversial choices, but it always meant one thing: Mercedes would not settle for being ordinary. So when you see that star shining on a hood, remember, it survived dictators, bombs, bankruptcies, and betrayals. It stood tall through shadows and glory alike. And that's what makes the story of Mercedes-Benz not just a tale of cars, but a lesson in resilience. True greatness isn't clean. It's messy, complicated, and filled with scars. But that's exactly why it lasts.